All right, everybody. Got about 45 minutes for a game playing Fall Classic Baseball. We're going to get started right away using iScore on my right, and you can see that. Let's move stuff to the side so we can have access to what's going on here and have a view. Let's move the camera a little bit. So you see iScore. I'm keeping track of the game stats. And on the side. And we're going to check out and see what Brian Kingman and Tommy John, what their bullpen session tells us about their ability for today. Let's see if we can find out. Oh, we'll use a pencil. All right, so let's roll for, I always roll for my team first. Kingman is going to be a C. Okay. You may have to have a short leash on him today. We'll see what happens. And Tommy John's going to be an A. So it's going to be Tommy John for the Yankees against Brian Kingman of the Oakland A's, lefty versus righty. And it's Billy Ball, the Billy Ball 1980 Project, Fall Classic Baseball. And here we go. I'm going to pull a card. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more rolling in this game. And that is going to be a 41. That's usually a walk. So it's going to be a blank there. 41 is a blank. And then we're going to go to Tommy John's A, and that's going to be a ground ball, no walk. So one thing that tells me about Tommy John is he had good control, for sure. 265 innings. Wow, that's pretty impressive. 22-9 in 1980. So that's going to be an out, kind of an out of that. It's going to be a fly ball right field. So Henderson looks one to right, one down. That's going to be 36. And you can hardly see that. Let's see if I can get into a place where we can see that on the screen. Just out of, you know what, but I can fix that quickly. There we go. That's going to be a 36, Dwayne Murphy, a left-handed hitter. That's a blank. We'll go to Tommy John's A, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base. 2 down. And here is Tony Armas batting third with a 55 and a 9. That's going to be a drive over the center fielder's head, off the bottom of the wall, and Brown gets it and throws it into second base, and Armas is in there with a 2-out double. So drove that deep over the center fielder's head, Bobby Brown. And here's Dave Revering, the lefty. And usually they got so many lefties in this game. Let me double check that again. That's kind of weird to me. Let me look at the lineups for this game again. Yep, Revering is third. They put Mitchell Page in there. They put Wayne Gross, all against Tommy John. Tommy John, that's really strange because I know that Martin likes to, really go ahead on the righties versus the lefty pitchers. But not in this case. So this is an unusual event. A lot of lefties facing the lefty Tommy John. And there's a runner on second base here. This is game, I believe, 142 in the project. I'm down to my last, down to my last 11 games. And then after this, I will be free for the next project. The other managers will finish up as the 6 managers are going together on this. This could be a 43 on Revering. A 43 is a blank, so we're going to look on Tommy John. That's going to be an out. It's going to be a pop-up in foul ground, and running over there is Randolph, and he chases it down to retire the side. I just noticed I only got 8 batters on the Yankees, so let's see what is what there. Let's go back and find out why that is. Who I'm missing on the Yankees. Let's see. I got Randolph, Brown, Gamble, and Jackson. Piniella, Dent, and Oates. Oh, wait, where's Spencer? Gotta get Spencer in there. Let me get Spencer in there real quick. Jim Spencer, he was not in there. So Spencer is after Piniella. He's the first baseman, and that will set the lineup. All right, there he goes. All right, it's going to be Willie Randolph leading off. Now, Willie Randolph led the league in walks in 1980. We're playing Fall Classic Baseball. And that's a 15. Willie Randolph is going to be potential base on balls on 1 to 3, but nothing there because we rolled a 20. So we're going to take that 15, and it's going to be an out. And it's going to be a fly ball, center field, shallow center racing in is Murphy. He gets there for the out, 1 down. Bobby Brown. To switch hitter bats from the left side against Brian Kingman. That's a 65. That's going to be a pitcher home run and a 7. That's a deep drive off the bat of Brown, who did hit 14 home runs. And that's right center field. Back goes Armas to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. 1-0 Yankees. Bobby Brown connects. Oscar Gamble. It's a 33, and that's going to be line base hit. Right center field cut off by Armas. Gamble's on at first. Next is Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson with 41 home runs, 111 RBIs, batted 300. So he had an outstanding year in 1980. Reginald Martinez Jackson, number 44. The straw that stirs the drink. Here's a pitch. That's a 21. That's a swing and a miss. And Jackson goes down swinging down on one knee. And it's Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella with a 41. That's going to be a blank. Usually that's a walk, and it is. Ball 4. Piniella trots down to first, pushes Gamble to second base. So we're still not out of this inning. Remember that Kingman is a C today, so hopefully he's going to need some luck. Jim Spencer. Oh, that's trouble. 55. That's trouble with a 19, and that's going to be a base hit. This should score a run with 2 outs. And with 2 outs, it will score a run, and Piniella will stop at second base. There may be a rule that, oh, he's fast. He goes to third. So it's an RBI single. It's 2-0 Yankees. And runner Piniella goes to third. So Jim Spencer strokes a single to center field and picks up an RBI, 2-0 Yankees. Again, we're still not out of this inning, so don't expect us to get out of this inning. So that's a 6-6. Take a look at that. Ouch. And that's going to be a drive down the line and 1 hop off the wall. That's going to score 1. Let's see if this can score Spencer from first. Spencer is a slow runner, but with 2 outs, we're going to get an assist opportunity from Armas. And Armas in right field is a 5, so we may be able to get, and no, he is safe. So the relay from Jeff Cox to the plate forced Essien to reach for the ball. It came back down, and Spencer, despite having very little speed and being a slow runner, beat the tag, got in there, and it's 4-0 just like that. So a 2-run double by Bucky Dent. And here's Johnny Oates. Let's see, Johnny Oates. Yes, sir. And then Aurelio Rodriguez on deck. So this is, you got to be aware that this is going to happen in this game. Johnny Oates, we're still not out of this inning. I don't know if we're going to get out of this inning, to be honest with you. We'll see. It all depends on the roll. So 42. A 42 is going to be, luckily on Oates is an out. So we got lucky on that one. We are going to get out of the inning. It's a fly ball, shallow center. Murphy comes in, settles under it, makes the catch. But the Yanks pick up 4 runs just like that, easy peasy. And we go to the top of the second. It's going to be Essien, Page, and Gross. Pitch from Tommy John, who's an A pitcher. That's a 32. It's going to be a plus. So he's going to have a stolen base attempt if he gets on base on a 32. So we're going to go to the A section. That's going to be an out. And it's going to be a pop-up. And that's behind the plate. Oates flips the mask away, settles under it, and 1 down. Mitchell Page, left-handed hitter, picked up from the Pittsburgh Pirates for, it was Armas, Page, Langford for Phil Garner, basically. 45, that's a blank. And we look at Tommy John. It's a ground ball. He's a lefty. We're going to say that's the first base. I got some stuff going really cheap on eBay. Nobody bid on it. Oh, somebody paid me $4. I think they bought 4 seasons, original seasons, for really super cheap because nobody bid on them. I was surprised. That's all right. They were worth 0 in my closet. And here's Wayne Gross. So every so often you're going to get a break. But I know I have another 6 seasons, but I'm not going to put them for $1. I'm going to put them for 5. 11. That Wayne Gross, that's going to be on 11 is going to be a strikeout. So Gross swings and misses at a high fastball. Then we go down to the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Yankees. Brian Kingman really struggled in that first inning against the Yankees. I was surprised he even got out of that inning. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez. He was splitting time with Greg Nettles, which is kind of surprising to me. 36, and that is going to be a blank. 36 on Kingman. Going to be a ground ball, second base. Jeff Cox over to Reverie. Willie Randolph is next. That's a 61. That's a blank, and it's going to be a swing and a miss. Randolph uncharacteristically swings at a pitch outside the strike zone and goes down on strikes. Here's Bobby Brown, who homered, solo shot in the first inning. That's a 54. That's going to be a wild result. Base is empty, single to center field. And then we're going to check for the E rating. We can use that 15. That's going to be outside the E rating. Center fielder is Murphy. His E rating is a 4, so that's going to be a single. And Brown is 2 for 2 today. And here comes Oscar Gamble. That's a 65. That's going to be a deep drive off the pitcher. And an 8 is going to be a drive deep to right field. Back goes Murphy, and Armas at the track, at the wall. Look up. That's out of here. 2-run shot. Oscar Gamble. 6-0 Yankees, just like that. And here comes Reggie Jackson. Roll is 65. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring that down just a little bit there. And then the 8. Brian Kingman's 1-15 on that. It's a 16 on Jackson. That's a swing and a miss, and that retires aside. Jackson strikes out. 6-0 Yankees. I knew that was going to happen from the start. And here's Mckay with a 51, and then we got a 9. A 51 and a 9. Let's see, the 51 is going to be an error check on the third baseman. It's a KD check, but that's going to be too high. John, we would look at 1 and 2. Not a big strikeout guy. A 9, we're going to see it's going to be to the third baseman. Third baseman is Aurelio Rodriguez, and he has an error rating of a 5. So this is above 5, so it's going to be a ground ball that Aurelio gets his glove on. Over to first. And 1 down. Here's Jeff Cox, right-handed hitter. That's a 64. 64 is a blank, and we go to A. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop Dent. So Johnny John, I can see, is a ground ball pitcher. Has a lot of ground balls here. Whole lot of ground balls. Ricky Henderson with 2 outs. Top of the third. 6-0 Yankees. That's a 36. 36 is a blank. 36 will be another ground ball out. This is to Rodriguez at third. Just kind of, just spreading them around. Now, I'm not too sure what happens if it's if there's a runner on base on that. And eventually that's going to happen. So I'm going to have to look that up. I'm trying to avoid that. All right, bottom of the third. What's the score here? 6-0 Yankees. I don't have my my little scoreboard set up. But it's going to be Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella's walked in his first at bat. Lou Piniella batted .287, 300 at bats. 36, and that's a blank. And on a C is going to be a ground ball to short. Mckay throws out Piniella. 1 down. Jim Spencer. 53, that's going to be a KD check of 5. Goes 1-2, so that's not going to work. It's going to actually be a range check. But it's a KD range check. And the range is going to be a second baseman, Cox. Has good range. He has a 17 range, believe it or not. He's going to get to that ball easily. And throws out Spencer. Here's Bucky Dent. That's a 35. 35 is a blank. We go to 35, and that is a ground ball and through the left side for a base hit. 2-out single for Dent. Hero of game 163 in 1978 in Fenway Park. Bucky Dent is a despised man in Boston. Al Red Sox fan, you know about Dent in Boston. Not a beloved creature in Beantown. Yeah, I don't know. You didn't get notice? What's going on with, they're dropping the ball over at YouTube. Jeez. All right, Johnny Oates, left-handed hitter. Let's switch him around. I'm using I-score to my left. Probably, best bang for your buck since it's free that you can find. Other than digidugout.com, where you can get all your lineups and your scorecards filled out for you automatically. Oates, he's a lefty. And Oates, he's 0 for 1 with a flyout. Brian Kingman's still in there, giving up 6 runs so far. That's a 25. That's going to be against a righty, that's going to be a ground ball and through for a base hit. Armas plays it on a hop. And up 6-0. Johnny Oates has an opportunity to steal. And I think I'm gonna. Oh no, actually no. It was Dent was on first, and Dent may go to third on this. No, 2 outs. Yes, he does go to third on that. So Oates could steal, but up 6-0. I don't know if I'm going to do that in 1980. If it was the year 2015. I would probably do it because 6 runs is nothing. But back then, 6 runs is a lot of runs. So caution is going to be the better part of valor here. And it's going to be Aurelio Rodriguez with 2 outs. Now, this could turn into a huge 2-out rally here. So we got to get somebody warming up in the bullpen. Got a guy named Beard. Fear the Beard. That's a 63. This is going to be an out. 63. Kingman is a C, but that's still going to be an out. And it's going to be a fly ball left field. Now, ID gesture, I don't remember the actual rule for endurance in this game. He gave up 6 runs so far, 6 earned runs. Pitcher shelled is 7 runs, so he's not shelled yet. So I guess that's all I got to worry about. I like that. Simple. Keep it simple for me. All right. Dwayne Murphy. Top of the fourth, 6-0 Yankees. That's a 22 on Murphy's card. That's going to be ball 4. We're down 6-0, so I'm going to ignore the 2 potential steals. Murphy is a 13, and Oates does have a strong arm, which would make him an 11. So he's not going to run on Oates. So it's Armas. Armas with good power, hit 35 home runs, batted 279. That's a 56. That's going to be a strikeout. 1 down. Gabe Revering, 0 for 1. It's a 63. That's an out. That's a fly ball, deep center field. Bobby Brown on the run, and he tracks it down. Jim Essien with 2 outs. 41 is a blank. 41 is a fly to left. Retires aside. That was a quick inning. Willie Randolph leading off. Led the league in base on balls in 1980. I was actually watching a playoff game today between the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals in 1980. Learned a lot about the players. All these little anecdotes that you wouldn't know otherwise. Willie Randolph with a 46. That's going to be ballpark card. Bring that here. And he's batting from the right side. We're going to use that 4. And that is going to be, against a lefty, would have been a double. Against a righty, it's going to be a foul ball, and we roll again. That's a 23, and that is swings at that and hits it to the shortstop, Mckay. 1 down. Bobby Brown. What's Bobby Brown's famous song? 33, and that is line base hit. Played on a hop by Murphy. 3rd hit. He's 3 for 3 today. He did bat 260 with 14 home runs and 400 at-bats. I like to learn about the teams. That's one of the great joys that I have of playing actual lineups and playing different seasons. And so Bobby Brown played most of the year, 140 games in center field for the Yankees in 1980. Replaced Mickey Rivers, who I think in 79 went over to the Texas Rangers or California Angels, one of those. But reading the Billy Ball book and learning a lot about Billy Martin's time in New York, got into a lot of bar fights. He was the king of the bar fights. Holy smokes. Oscar Gamble with 1 out and a runner on first base. That's a 23, and that is going to be an automatic ground ball if it's a automatic double play if it's on the ground, and it is. First baseman 363, and that retires aside. All right. Mitchell Page, top of the 5th. 53, KD check, nothing there. 53 is going to be a range, and that's automatically out of almost everybody's range. Let's find out. Shortstop. Oh, there's no shortstop with a 20 range. That would just be ridiculous. Bucky Dent does have a 16 range, which is really outstanding. But that is going to be a infield single. Leadoff batter's on, and he has good speed. Mitchell Page can fly. Wayne Gross. That's a 32. That's a blank. We go to Tommy John. It's going to be an out. And it's going to be a line out with a 2 result. It's going to be a line out to the shortstop, Dent. No chance of getting Page at first. Now, had I rolled a 6, had this been a 36, it would have been a potential. It would have been a double play. Runner on second or first, doubled off. Love that. But then there's a lot of qualifiers. Makes this game really special and stand out. Nothing in the rules, but I would lower his grade 1 level after 5 runs giving up. Okay, you do that, ID Jester. Rangers, I do believe the Quick, he started with the Angels. Yeah, he started with the Angels. Actually, I think he had a stolen base crown, and then the Yanks got him. They sent somebody who was totally useless over there. And then Mckay was with the Yankees 76, 77, 78, 79. He got traded to either the Rangers or the Angels. Dave Mckay. Dave Mckay. 62. And then with a runner on first base, that's a blank. Tommy John's an A, so that's going to be an out. He's batting from the right side. That's a ground ball to third base with a runner on first. It's going to be a 5-3, one play, and that's the first. So Rodriguez in the hole, spins, throw to first in time. Now I got a bunch of seasons for you for APBA. I got 2006. I got some 80s stuff. I got some 70s stuff. You just let me know what you need. I got some 95 playoff teams. You'd like that. It's a nice little set. I got a lot of little things. Jeff Cox. So just reach out to me, man. Reach out to me. combatpainter@gmail. Send me an email there. combatpainter@gmail. I'll send you a list of what you want. I'll send it back. Just remind me. Jeff Cox, top of the fifth. Runner on second base, 2 outs, 21. That's an out. That's a line out with a 1. It's line out. Comebacker right at John. Self-defense. And then retires aside. Bottom of the fifth. 6-0 Yankees. That's a 12. Reggie Jackson. That's ball 4. Lou Piniella. 45. That's going to be a blank. Number C. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. We're going to try to get, nope. Weird stuff sometimes. A right-handed batter, runner on first, ground ball to third because he's a righty, runner on to second, batter tagged up the line. 5-3. Oh, I guess the throw is offline and the first baseman just kind of tags him. Okay. A lot of little details like that a lot of times I don't spend time reading. But those are cool I like that about this game. Jim Spencer bats from the left side. He came over from the Chicago White Sox. Brian Kingman. That's a 36. That's a blank. And a 36. Wow, you got lucky in this inning. A ground ball second base and Cox. Over to first, and that retires aside. Top of the 6th. Oh, that was only, wait. No, my fault. Wait a second. My fault. Running to third on this because there's only 1 out. I thought there was 2 outs. There was 2 outs. And it's Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent is 2 for 2. He's got a double and a single. Runner on third. So Kingman's still not out of this inning. 62, and he will be here. It's a fly ball. Center field. Murphy over. Squeezes it. Bottom of the top of the 6th now. Ricky Henderson, Tommy John. Henderson's 0 for 2, 24. 1-5 is hit by pitch. It's popped up. Left side, third baseman Rodriguez. Aurelio Rodriguez, I remember him with the Detroit Tigers. Tim Pepper in the house. Philip Reynolds in the house. Good to see you guys. Fall Classic Baseball. Dwayne Murphy. Top of the 6th. 6-0 Yankees. Tommy John with a 2-hitter. Here's Murphy. He's 0 for 1 and a walk. That's a 12. That's ball 4. He can't steal here, but I'm not going to be stealing. 6 runs down. Tony Armas, pitch from John. Checks Oates for the sign. I remember Oates with the LA Dodgers. That's a 13, and that is going to be an automatic double play if it's on the ground, and it is. That's to the first baseman. Spencer goes to Dent for 1. Back to Spencer. 3-6-3. Side retired. Johnny Oates, bottom of the 6th, against Brian Kingman, 25. And versus a righty, that's going to be a base hit. So Oates seems to be really thrive against right-handers. There you got your splits. I mean, again, I'm not going to go off on a really major rant on this. My perspective is that splits are an important part of baseball, but they aren't the end all of baseball. In other words, I don't need my engine basically driven by a monodimensional splits system where everything is based on splits, because everything is not based on splits. Pitcher velocity, pitcher stuff, catcher, just ability to call the game, defense. There's 1,000 things that come into play. It's not only splits, because if it were only splits, every lefty facing a righty would bat 500, and you wouldn't have reverse splits, right? Sometimes it's just a really good pitch that gets you out, whether you're a righty batter or you're a lefty batter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so splits are critical. And as long as I have a flavor of splits, that splits play a role, that guys that are really bad against lefties do less well against them, I'm happy with that. I don't need that. I don't need my whole game engine driven by splits. I just don't need that for my life to be complete. Aurelio Rodriguez with a runner on first and nobody out. Brian Kingman, right-hander, 54. This is going to be one of those. 54, men on base. It's going to say wild or pass ball. If an 8 falls within the wild pitch range, and it's 1-14, so it's going to be a wild pitch, and to second goes Oates. Look how lovely that is. I love the way that's handled in this game. So simple, so straightforward. I just want the guys with a lot of wild pitches to have a bunch of wild pitches, and the guys with few wild pitches to have a few. And I'm happy with that. So Rodriguez now with a runner at second base. Let's roll again. That's a 33. That's going to be trouble. And a 7 is going to be a line shot, base hit. Drops in front of Henderson. And runner, they're going to hold Oates, who is the catcher. Granted, he is a catcher. That doesn't run very well. They're going to hold him at third base. Still nobody out. We got runners on first and third. Brian Kingman's given up 6 runs already. We're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to call for a kid named Beard. Fear the Beard. I noticed that he's been pitching a lot in this set of games here around 130 to 140. He's been in a lot of games. So Dave Beard is his name. He's a righty. I don't know too much about him. I do know that he pitched in 13 games, 16 innings pitched with a 1.1 whip. So he should have a pretty good card, but it all depends on what this role is going to be. And a 17, so he's going to be a C. So Beard is in there. Dave Beard. I kind of look at, when I play these series, I look at a couple of games before and a couple of games after. I get a sense of who they're bringing in to pitch, and then I kind of try to use those to keep it as realistic as possible. RJL in the house. I tried to get this game in quickly before RJL went out. I think he goes on at 10. Willie Randolph first and third, nobody out. It's 6-0 Yankees. Kingman was hit hard in the first inning. Yanks scored 4 runs and then 2 more in the second inning. And then he settled down a bit and went 3 innings without allowing any runs. But here in the Bottom of the sixth, the Yanks are threatening again with runners on first and third, nobody out. 6-0. I'm just looking to avoid a big inning, so I'm going to keep my middle halfway for the double play, but my corners will be in. And it's going to be Willie Randolph. Dave Beard, who's a C. That's a 46. That's going to be ballpark with a 6. And Willie Randolph is a righty. A 6 is going to be a roll again. So it's foul back, out of play. That's a 36. 36 is a blank. Oh, that's going to be an out. Ground ball. 6 is going to be the shortstop. It's going to be only one play. And that's going to be the first. The run's going to score. Other runner to second base. So Randolph picks up an RBI. And here's Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, 3 for 3. Didn't Bobby Brown marry that actress, singer? What was her name? $51. That's a KD check. 16 is too high. We're using that 16. Not going to be an error. I'll tell you right now, it's way too high for an error. Third base, there won't be an error. Who do we have there? Wayne Gross. Wayne Gross. Let me look at the charts. Wayne Gross is a 6 error rating, so he's going to get to that ball. Since it is an odd number, it's going to be, oh, no, there's no chance for a double play there. It's going to be a 5-3. He looks the runner back to second. So 2 outs. And here's Oscar Gamble. Oscar Gamble, single and homered. He's 2 for 3 today. Pitch from Beard, 56. That's going to be a strikeout to retire the side. Top of the 7th. Dave Revering, 32. And that is going to be a fly ball left field. Pinella in the gap, and he chases it down. Jim Essien. John checks the side. Winds and deals, 34. That's a blank. 34 is a base hit. So Essien lines one, frozen rope to left center field. Pinella cuts it off, gets it into Dent. Essien is on at first with Mitchell Page. Mitchell Page has some power. Hit 17 home runs and 350 at bats. Proportionally would have hit a 34 homer season. So not too shabby for Mitchell Page. Say going to be an out here. Mitchell Page swings and ground ball to first. Let's see, 24. It's going to be an out. Ground ball to first base. It's going to be fielder's choice unless the shortstop has a strong arm. Dent has an average arm. So it's going to be a ground ball to Spencer. Goes to second for 1. Essien goes in hard. Breaks up the throw. 2 outs. And here's Wayne Gross. Now, Wayne Gross is an interesting guy. He batted 100 versus lefties. Why he's in the lineup today is beyond me. And he batted 325 against righties. He hit all his homers, his 14 home runs came against righties. So he doesn't have a homer at 66, but he has one at 25 against right-handers. Here we roll a 24 on a 1 and a 2. That's a hit by pitch, and Wayne Gross gets plunked. And he's not happy about it. He's staring down at Tommy John. First and second with 2 outs. Here's Dave Mckay, switch hitter, batting from the right side. That's a 64. And that's going to be an out on the ground. He's a righty, so we're going to say it's a Dent steps on the bag to retire the side. Advances, he's out there. All right. Bottom of the 7th. Reggie Jackson, Lou Piniella, and Jim Spencer against Dave Beard. Dave Beard can go 8 batters. We may let him go a little bit more. All right. See you, brother. See you, Al. All right. 1-4. Say ground ball. Maybe. Yeah. First baseman, Revering. One down. Piniella next. $36. Blank. And we go to the C, and that's going to be Lou Piniella swings and drives one. Line opposite field. Armas is right there. They had him positioned perfectly to catch that liner off the bat of Piniella. It's one thing this game has that no other game has that I know of. Line outs to the outfield. Jim Spencer. And this game has the middle infielder steps on the bag for the force. You never see that either. Oh, that's a 66. That's a deep drive off Spencer. Back goes Armas to the track to the wall, looks up, and that is out of here. 8-0. Jim Spencer with a solo shot. Bucky Dent, 2 for 3 today. 51. It's going to be an error on, potential error on a first baseman. Revering is error 11, but we did roll a 14, so he's going to get that ball, steps on the bag to retire the side. Jeff Cox leading it off in the top of the 8th. Tommy John is still in there. John can go 34. That's a 55. That's line base hit, left center field. Ricky Henderson. Again, Cox can run, but we're not stealing here. We're 8-0. Pitch from John, 22, and that's a base hit single. Where's Cox going? I believe he's fast. He will go to third. That's a fast runner. We'll double check. Yeah. Well, I brought something to drink, and this broadcast is brought to you by Antioxidant Cocoa Fusion, the Mckay coconut drink. I hope that company sends me some cases of coconut drink. All right. Dwayne Murphy, runners on first and third, nobody out. 8-0 Yankees. It's a 33. That's line base hit. That'll score a run. Henderson's going to hold a second. 8-1. Shutout is over. Tony Armas. It's a 62. That's a blank. And that's a ground ball to shortstop. One play, and that's the first. Both runners advance. One away. Dave Revering. If he was playing back. Ooh, that's a drive off the bat of Revering. And that is off the top of the wall. Gamble rolls away from Gamble. Picked up by Brown. Both runs are going to come in. 8-3, and that's a double for Dave Revering. 2-run double, Dave Revering. Actually, in 81, midway through 81, he ends up on the Yankees. Jim Essien. And not long after that, he's out of baseball. Weird story. Batted .290 in 1980. Batted .290, hit 15 home runs and 375 at-bats. So it looked to have promise, but was not meant to be. Jim Essien. One out, runner on second. 8-3 Yanks, 22. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Revering back to second. Mitchell Page. 61, and that is a ground ball to Spencer, flips to John to retire the side. The 8th. Beard is still in there. Let's see how long he's gone. Let me see. I may have to replace him. I don't want to make it unrealistic. Beard is gone 7. He can go 8. Let's see. See what he does here. Johnny Oates, left-handed hitter. 61. That's a blank. That's a strikeout. Aurelio Rodriguez. 45. That's going to be a blank. 45 is a 1 to 14 base on balls, and that is ball 4. That walks Aurelio Rodriguez. So that should be it. Let's see if we can grab here. Let's grab Jeff Jones. Actually, you know what? Grab this other kid. Lacey. Where is he? Bob Lacey's coming in. Facing Randolph. Let's see what Lacey's going to be. So far, I've been unlucky today. Lacey will be a B. See if he can get us through this, whatever's remaining. All right, Willie Randolph, no one out and runner on first. So 23. 23 is going to be a what? It's going to be a ground ball to short. Fielder's choice. Mckay steps on the bag, throws to first, high. Pulled Aurelio Rodriguez, pulled Revering off the bag, so Randolph is safe on a fielder's choice. Here's Bobby Brown, who's 3 for 4 today. He's got a homer and 2 singles. And a 62 is a blank. 62 is a strikeout. Lacey strikes him out to retire the side. Top of the 9th. Last licks for the A's. This was a 47-minute game. Probably a 38-minute game if I would shut up a little bit. All right, so this game plays pretty quick. It's 8-3. The A's, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. The Yankees, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. We've seen a bunch of home runs in this game. Spencer's got 1. Gamble's got 1. Don't remember who else has 1. Wayne Gross leading it off. Wayne Gross is 0 for 2. He struck out, lined out, and it was hit by a pitch. John, let's see how what John's doing. John can go 34. And so far, John, I usually do this by feel. John is gone. That's why I checked, right? John is gone, let's see, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. How do you like that? Here's Wayne Gross. That's a 35. It's a blank. And that is 1 to 6 single. It's a 2, so that's a base hit. Muscles 1 through the infield, played by Brown. So that was the 34th batter. So let's see. If he gives up another hit or a walk, I'll have to pull him. Mckay. Switch hitter, 44. That's line base hit. That's the end of John for today. And we're going to hold at second base. So the first 2 hitters are on here in the top of the 9th. And let's see what we're going to bring. We're going to bring in, to be honest, I really don't care who I bring in that much. I'm going to bring in Ron Davis. First and second, Jeff Fox. And you know what? We are going to bring in a pinch hitter. I'm going to bring in this guy. I just saw him recently. You get all the cards for this team. These are PDFs. They had a sale, buy 2, get 1 free. Let's see. Newman, Klutz, Piccolo. I'm looking for a couple of guys here. Let me separate the pitchers from the batters real quick. Mario Guerrero. Orlando Gonzalez. I don't know that he's on there. Randy Elliott, Edwards. Yeah, I'm just going to let Cox bat away. You know what? If I bring in I don't care enough to pinch hit anybody. Newman. Let me pinch hit with Newman. Newman's got power. Jeff Newman's coming in for Jeff Cox. Here's a pitch from Ron Davis. Say 61. We never rolled for Davis, right? So we'll use that 2. Davis is going to be an A and a 61. That's going to be a strikeout. Ricky Henderson with runners on first and second. Here's a pitch from Ron Davis. 51. KD check is going to be up to 3. So that may be an error on somebody. Let's see. It's going to be a shortstop error, and Bucky Dent is a 3 error, so that is above his error rating. Wow. And since it is an odd number, that's going to be a 6, 4, 3 double play, ball game over. That was it, my friends. 51-minute game. Hope you enjoyed Fall Classic Baseball. Let me go over the line score. It just wasn't meant to be from the first inning on. It was just not pretty. The win is going to go to Tommy John. The loss is going to go to Brian Kingman. Just not pretty from the start. I'll kind of recap that first inning for the Yankees, which was the beginning of the end, basically. It was Willie Randolph with a fly out to center field. Looked good. But then Bobby Brown got a hold of a Brian Kingman fastball and drove it over the center field fence. Oscar Gamble singled. Reggie Jackson struck out. 2 outs with a runner on first. It was only 1-0 up to this point. But then Lou Piniella walks. Jim Spencer picks up an RBI with a single, putting runners on first and third, and then up came Dent and drove one in the gap, rolled to the wall for a double, driving in 2 more runs. At that point, it was 4-0. So Dent with the big hit, the difference in that inning. And then, of course, in the bottom of the second, it was a walk to Bobby. It was a single by Bobby Brown, and then a 2-run home run by Oscar Gamble. That made it 6-0, and that was all there was. I ended up buying 6 seasons for $50. I bought 6 seasons for. Why would you buy 6 seasons for $50? How do you do that? 6 seasons were $40. I don't understand that. No. How do you get 6 seasons for $50? 6 seasons should have been. Well, each season is $20, so 2 seasons is 40, and you get a third is free. So you should have had 6 seasons for $80. How do you get? Sorry, it was 100, not 50. Your math is all messed up, dude. ID gesture. I'm going to go over to your channel and help you with math, because you paid. That's why. Boom. Yeah, you get the Excel. I don't have Excel, so I don't know if I can use Google Sheets with that. Yeah, Google Sheets, I know you can mess with Excel, you can use Excel with it, but not always. So I don't want to get into that and then have to buy Excel, because that's just another thing I got to buy and add it to my computer. So again, the A's lose it, and now the A's are going to go. I'm going to tell you where they're going now and who they're facing. I'll probably play another game tonight. Late night, though. That's late night. Late show. Let's see. So this was game. I'll tell you what game my replay. This is game 1660s 130. This was game 134 that we just played. No, 135. Game 135. And the next game, where do we go? Where do the Athletics go? The Athletics are going to go to Baltimore. Baltimore at this point is 79-53 in the season, so they're having an outstanding year. Oakland is 66-69, and it's going to be Matty Keough going up against Mike Flanagan. So that's going to be a fun game, and I got the Baltimore Orioles right here, right in front of me. So that will be fun for sure. Yeah, you can't use Google Sheets because of the codes you need in Excel. There you go. That's why I had a feeling that I shouldn't get into that Excel stuff, and that just forces me to have my computer open. And even though I have them on, but I have them on for other things, you know. So, Matty Keough is going to go up against Flanagan. This is the third time I'm facing Flanagan. And I start getting ready. Baltimore Orioles. That's the Baltimore Orioles up to 4. Homer, doubles, triples. Let's see. Let's find Flanagan. See where Flanagan is. Those are my starters. Kenny Singleton, Bumbry. I know those guys are my starters. Scott McGregor. Dennis Martinez, Tim Stoddard, Sammy Stewart, Mike Flanagan. There he is. Flanagan was 16-13 with a 1.3 whip. Let me take a look. I start setting up the lineups. And that's about it. So this is CP Cards and Dice. I'll continue to set up the lineups for tonight, play another game, take a break, mental break, maybe listen to somebody else, and go stream somebody else. I will see you guys soon. CP Cards and Dice. Keep rolling. Be safe. Happy New Year to all.